Hello everyone, my name is Ksenia and I've been studying chemistry for over 15 years. On this channel I'll explain the most important chemical topics briefly in simple terms. In this video I will talk about how identify metals and non-metals on the periodic table and discuss their chemical properties. The main difference between metals and non-metals is that metals always give away their valence electrons and form ions with a positive charge. Non-metals, on the other hand, tend to accept electrons during chemical reactions and form ions with a negative charge. Let's see how to find metals and non-metals on the periodic table. To do this, draw a diagonal line from boron to astatine. Everything to the left of this line is a metal, and everything on or to the right of it is a non-metal. The only exception is hydrogen, which is considered as a non-metal. There is also a group called noble gases. Here it is. They don't really fit into either category. Each of them has a full order electron shell and hardly ever participates in chemical reactions. In general, there are more metals than non-metals on the periodic table. However, most substances in our world are made up of non-metal atoms. Now let's discuss the differences in the structure and chemical properties metals and non-metals. Most metals have a small number of electrons in their outer electron shell. Because of this, they can easily give away these electrons in chemical reactions. For example, magnesium has 2 valence electrons. When it gives them away, it becomes a magnesium cation with a charge of +2. Aluminium has 3 valence electrons. When it reacts, it gives them away and becomes a cation with a charge of +3. On the other hand, non-metals have more valence electrons, so they tend to take electrons from other atoms to complete their outer electron shell. For example, oxygen has 6 valence electrons. In chemical reactions, it can take 2 electrons from other atom and form a negative ion with a charge of -2. Another example is chlorine, which has 7 valence electrons. It only needs 1 more electron to complete its outer shell. When it gains an electron, it becomes a chloride anion with a charge of -1. In general, the larger the atomic radius and the fewer valence electrons an atom has, the stronger its metallic properties. Conversely, the smaller the atomic radius and the more electrons an atom has in its outer shell, the stronger its non-metallic properties. That's why the strongest metals are found in the bottom left corner of the periodic table, and the strongest non-metals are in the top right. Let's take a barium and fluorine as an example to explain why this happens. Barium has many layers of electrons, so its nucleus weakly attracts its 2 valence electrons. They easily detach and go to other atoms in chemical reactions. And now we already know that the easier an element gives away the valence electrons, the stronger its metallic properties. And fluorine's situation is quite different. It only has 2 layers with electrons, and its nucleus strongly pulls its valence electrons towards it. Fluorine has no trouble taking an extra electron from another atom and becoming an ion with a charge of -2, so it shows strong non-metallic properties. Thus, from left to right in a period, non-metallic properties become stronger. In a group from top to bottom, the metallic properties of elements become stronger. That's it for today. If you found this video helpful, please like it. It helps me to grow my channel and make more educational videos. See you next time!